Now, as we focus on World Teachers' Day and as all eyes are on teachers, what is it that South African teachers specifically really need from from South African citizens and parents at large?
This year, the focus on improving the quality of our teachers um, focuses on, firstly, on teachers' working conditions, and it's something that the department also would be taking account of. That there's a national drive for safer schools, and we have had, and we're aware of many incidences where schools have not been safe, and so it's safety with regard even to gates and to fences and so on. So a call for safer and improved schools. But at the same time, call for to focus on teachers' conditions looks also at the lack of resources, specifically in our poorer schools, where teachers haven't really had access to resources. And it ranges from school books to high-tech, um, maybe whiteboard facilities. And in line with that, I know, for example, that the Department of Basic Education now is looking at whiteboard facilities for classrooms. They're looking at iPads like the one, or tablets for learners, and at meeting and the needs for new resources. The other call, which is important for this year, is the call for professional development for teachers. And high-quality teachers do need high-quality professional interventions. And there's a whole move towards both improved initial training, which is what we do here at UNISA, and the universities do. So it's initial training for teachers, the 4-year qualifications, the BES, and a focus specifically on ECD and maths and science education. But there's also a focus on the continuing professional development of teachers. And thus far, we know that continuing development and sort of the formal qualifications for teachers have been presented. And normally, we've been reaching about 30% of the teacher workforce. And it's important that we do this training because the situation in schools change. The introduction of CAPS was the third modification to the teacher curriculum, and we're looking at with CAPS we needed a lot of extra training, but also focusing on specifically on targeting the development of teachers' content areas. And so this year reminds us about the focus on continued professional development. And it's already this year we begin with the CPD points, the continual professional development points that teachers will be needing to collect. This year we're beginning with school principals, but in subsequent years teachers will be required each in a 5-year cycle to obtain a certain number of credits, and in that way to remain current. And it's common in all. I mean, the medical profession, medical doctors are expected to remain current, and so there is a focus on that. The third focus for this year's World Teachers' Day is the focus on use of ICT for teacher development. And I think that the strategy for continuous professional development in our schools is going to rely largely on the use of ICT to reach the 400,000 strong teachers across the country. And teachers will be able to do a rapid self-assessment, and I do know that the National Department is working on designing such an intervention at the moment, that teachers would be able to check themselves, to test themselves, and to decide which courses they would like to do. And there will be a range of contact courses, but certainly a range of online courses. And then yes, the last focus within this year's theme is to look at pedagogical innovations. And basically, we're looking at what teachers are doing at work, and how we can share best practices. And we do think, for example, that the teacher centers that are being established and the whole linking of teachers through ICT is going to be very, very useful for us to be able to share best practices, to share good innovations that the teachers have, and basically to improve the learner performance right through schooling. And while referring to teacher innovations, we at the university have been involved with the department in the development of school workbooks from grade R, and they aimed to improve that. They're an innovation, and some of the work that has been done has been quite innovative, using, for example, the stickers that the children can peel off, and word cards that are included in the workbook, so that children are able to produce text even before they can write text. And so the focus this year is for us to invest in our teachers, and if we are to invest in our teachers, we invest in our future.